happening and you're taking it personally, you're not hearing what might be going on for your child. Usually children unconditionally love their parents. They don't want to set out to attack or hurt their parents. And the reason why it may feel like they are is because they're at a stage in their development where they haven't actually learned how to communicate that. And I've seen quite a few parents scream and shout at their child, and then the child mimics that behaviour back. So it's kind of like this vicious cycle. So the child is going to do back to the parent what the parent does to the child. And because parents are adults, we should be more mature, and we should have our emotional regulation should be much more set in stone and have a greater foundation to not take it personally. And usually a young person just needs to let it out. So when this happens, come down to their level, to their eye level. Usually an embrace can help that young person, like that child, just release the energy, knowing that they're in a safe place where they can just let that anger out, and they're not going to be punished or attacked back by their parent. And then after, when the child has calmed down, you verbalise to that person, to the child, that you can understand that they feel angry and they feel upset and they need to let that energy out, but that is not appropriate behaviour. So a better behaviour would be to write it down, go for a walk, go for a run, do 10 jumping jacks. It's like running on the spot in a way. Start to communicate with that child that they've got so much energy within them that's causing this kind of temper tantrum, and that you are there for them, and that you want to help them release that energy in an appropriate way. And like I said, the PhD I'm doing is in the psychological perspectives of anger in teachers. And this is because, teachers spend a vast amount of time with children, probably more so than parents do if parents are working full time. So it's almost like a responsibility for a teacher to show the children how to display anger in a more assertive and healthy way. So like I said with parents, a teacher shouldn't take it personally. It's easy to say, all the stresses you've got at home in your personal life to leave at the door, because teachers are human, and it's a very big responsibility to try to maintain the whole class and to get the curriculum over to the pupils, to the students. So it's easy to say, don't take it personally, but that is a great tip, and it's about trying not to be emotionally involved in students in terms of having favourites, which is easier said than done again, because humans naturally gravitate towards people that are like them or interest them. But this is something that can radiate out of a teacher within a classroom, and children pick up on that. So children can pick up on when a teacher likes them or not, and so those particular children will push back and resist against a teacher, making the teaching role harder. So it's about, again, not taking it personally, and trying to treat every child equally. And how I support young people is I have an evidence-based anger management program that I developed called CHAMP, so it's Children's Healthy Anger Management Program. And this is the program I teach within schools. It's 6 weeks, it's an hour each week, and I take the children through different processes, from understanding what emotions are, how to communicate this, what effects it might have on their body, all the way through to get into a place where they're able to not only maintain the effects of anger in a positive way, but also start to communicate their thoughts and feelings so that they can get their needs and their wants met. And this course that I teach in schools, I'm also offering teachers to start learning it as well, so that they can understand where a young person's coming from, but also to teach children anger management strategies too. So I just wanted to summarise that anger is a natural emotion that we all have and we all need, and it has multi-layers, different constructs. For each individual, it's triggered in different ways. It's not always in the same way either, depending on what's happening in the environment, the physical aspect of an individual whose anger may be triggered. But it is also fundamentally a communicative emotion, telling the individual something isn't quite right and they need to act. So it's the behaviour of anger that people perceive as bad or unhealthy, not anger itself. Anger itself is something that is fundamental and that we all need. And I would just like to say thank you, Dr. Ayesha, for having me on your radio show today. And I hope that if anybody would like any more tips or advice on anger management, to visit my Facebook page and get in touch.
Like an anger management class, you feel me? I'm angry, and I don't really care what they say. I don't really care what they say. I'm angry. Nobody better get in my way. Nobody better get in my way. I'm angry. I'm right. I'm loose. I'm pop. I'm caught up in a rage. Man, somebody better stop. I'm angry. I'm hating. I'm pushing. I'm shoving. Somebody better get me, 'cause I'm about to do something. I'm angry. Been up all night. Got me feeling weak. No sleep on the first day of a long week. I guess I'm still in school. These people testing me. For disrespecting me, I will respond aggressively. A long day, short fuse, and a burst. My temper red hot. I will get these boys blues. Hard living got me feeling very selfish. Crab in a bucket trying to crush these other shellfish. Get a chip up on my shoulder.